The events of the film begin with a girl waking up from sleep and finding herself in a scary narrow room. The room begins to be filled with cement, which gradually falls from the walls. The girl continues crying and screaming until the room is filled with cement and buried alive. Sam Wachzak, Misha Barton, was at her graduation party from the Faculty of Engineering. Her father gave her a gift for this occasion, which is to supervise the demolition of the Mallestraße building, and promised that if she succeeded in this matter, she would become his partner. So she went to the site, and Mary, Deborah Kara Unger, was in receiving them and supervising those works. Sam told Mary that she had to stay in one of the flats in the Mallestraße building that had been owned in advance by a guy named Julie, where Jimmy, Cameron Bright, the caretaker, had carried bags up to the flat, and the flat was on the 8th floor, which had a very serious roof problem. Sam asked about the past of this building and learned that it was the scene of many crimes over the past years, as the bodies were buried in its walls, and Jimmy told her the story of his father, who was a victim of this building, and he carried her belongings to her apartment on the 8th floor. During their conversation, the light was cut off from the building, and Sam was wounded in her leg from an unknown source. Then Jimmy cleaned Sam's wound. Then she lay on the bed until she fell asleep, but she did not feel comfortable because of those nightmares that haunted her all night. On the second day, Sam's friend arrived at the building, and they wandered together until they discovered a secret passage through which they could monitor all the apartments in the building without the knowledge of the owners. And between them, Sam was with her friend. Jimmy was watching them and feeling jealous, and Sam learned after that about Jimmy. And on the third day, he found Sam, her friend's dog, was slaughtered, so they decided to leave the building immediately. Jimmy gives Sam a copy of the engineering magazine for the building, Mallestraße, which reveals the presence of a large crater in the middle of the building. There's explosives, but Jimmy returns to his senses and runs to the place where Sam is, jumps up, then drops a lifeless body and is done. Lift Sam to the ambulance.